Hello everybody and welcome to our September video update. I am Graham McKay, the director here at Lowell's Boat Shop. And it's definitely late September. This thing's on and I'm drinking hot coffee and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. So we know things are changing here. But I'm going to run you through what's going on in the shop really quickly and then what we've done and what's upcoming. So our main project here, again, which we hope to see in its final stages the next time we talk on this medium. But right now it doesn't look like much has changed, but that's a little bit of a bad look because over here you'll see the entire floor of this boat is already made. And I say the floor, some would call it the sole, some would call it floorboards, and I think that nomenclature is maybe a little interchangeable on a boat this size. But that is actually, when you get a boat to this stage, we're planked up. Depending upon what boat it is, some would say the boat's about half done. And I would say this boat is well more than half done because there's not a complicated interior to put in it. However, the making of the floorboards and all of that is one of the more complicated parts of this process. It's a finished piece of the boat, something you're going to see, so you need to take care with it. And in a boat like this, it needs to notch in around a lot of these frames, and even determining the height of it and the placement of it is something to be considered. So in this case, we had to take our floors and bring them up a little bit so that we could sneak a bilge pump underneath, but also to get above the turn of the bilge here so that this little inch riser here gains us probably 5 or so inches on either side, given the curve of the boat. And so that was not, this information was not in the original plan, and so this is the post-production, if you will, where we have to kind of figure this stuff out. And so that's what we've been doing. And you can see the interior is all painted. We're about to get the rail on, and a lot of this stuff we're trying to paint as we go so that you don't have a big project at the end, but also it's a lot easier to get the interior all painted when there's nothing installed, and so that's what we've done there. And so today I'm working on putting this, there's just like a little decorative strip here, and then there will be a cap on top, and the cap is going to protrude out beyond the shear plank, but it's only going to be about 7/8. And when it's trimmed down to this little fur strip, it's going to appear as though it's about 1.5 inches, which optically is going to make this boat look like it's got a nice beefy rub rail. Why not put a big beefy rub rail on it? Well, we could, but it's not entirely necessary with the cap and with a hardwood shear plank. So the other thing this will let me do is when I make the cap, I'll make it a little bit oversized, and then I'll run a router with a trim bit down this piece, and it will make it all nice and perfect and flush. Same on the inside. But we'll still have this little reveal right there, so you can see that there's an extra rail on there. So a lot of boat building is artistry and optics and knowing what something should look like and making it look that way. And that's what this is all about. And then back here, these boats going to Mohonk Mountain House, given their season, don't need to get there this year. And so we're focusing over here to try to get this in a container and off to Ireland. And then we'll focus our efforts back on these to get these done for Mohonk for next spring. Chances are we'll deliver these sometime over the winter out there, so that they'll have them just ready to go come spring. And we're actually going to get visited by some of the guys from Mohonk who work on these boats in the off season. Early next week, they're going to come out and visit and get a little bit of a look-see and a little bit of a lesson. So, what's happened here? You'll notice I'm not straying too far from the wood stove, 10 feet in either direction. So this past month we had a pop-up dinner with Island Creek Oysters, and we had beer from Jack's Abbey Brewing, and that was a fantastic event out here on the lawn. Following week, we had a movie premiere. So the Matter Communications, which is a marketing and branding company in Newburyport, made a documentary about one of our apprentices, William Tomowski, over the last year and a half, and this is now on YouTube. We had a big screening last week. You can go to YouTube, go to our webpage. You'll see a link to it right there. But it's about a 28-minute video, and it's extraordinarily well done, and I would highly suggest that you watch that. If you want to see it with the people that are actually in it, you can do so at our annual meeting, which is October 18th. And the annual meeting is a requirement of a nonprofit to have basically an open meeting every year for its members and the general public, so anyone can come. And what we usually do is we hang out for a half an hour, 45 minutes, and have a beer and say hello to everybody. And then we'll have about a half an hour business meeting where we report on the financial position of the organization, the activities of the organization, and then we vote in the board and the officers and things like that. Those are the necessary evils. And then after that, we're going to screen the video here, the documentary in the shop with myself and William, who are the main characters, if you will. So please come to that. That's October 18th at 6th. A couple days later, we have on the 21st, we have the Fall Hall, which is basically our big fall event. We have a cookout, we have a rowing race that usually starts around noon. So come have a beer and a burger if you want to row in the race. Come row in the race. You can sign up online. And then looking much further down the road, we have our holiday open house, which is the first weekend in December. And right now we're ordering trees and wreaths for that. But we're also putting together our annual silent auction. So if anyone has any items, a weekend stay in a vacation house, something like that, we would love to hear about it. So far we've got some tattoos, we've got some Island Creek oyster gear, a couple of other fun things in the auction, and that's coming together. So please, if you have anything like that and you are feeling generous, let us know. And classes. So Dorothy is putting together a wonderful bunch of classes. We have a Plymouth rocker class where you can build a little boat-shaped rocker for your toddler. We have a river dory class, which is actually almost full. That's going to be in November. And Dorothy is now talking to an instructor about an oar-making class this winter as well. So these things are coming up. If you want information on those things, just email us and ask us to put you on the email list for classes. And when one is scheduled, you will get an email and you don't have to think about it. Next week, our apprentices are going to start coming in again. So I've shown you over the course of these videos some of our projects the apprentices are working on. Our senior apprentices are returning junior apprentices, and there is room in the junior apprentice program this year. And that is for youth from 10 to 12, basically, 10 to 13. That's a flexible age range. And those guys come in one afternoon a week and basically get a taste for the place and get exposure to what the older apprentices are doing. And then oftentimes there's a natural progression from that program up into our senior apprentice program. So there is room in that program this winter as well. So this is what's happening here at Lowell's, and if you haven't been here in a while, keep in mind this is constantly changing. If you want to see this boat before it goes, you should get here in the next few weeks, and the perfect opportunity for that is the annual meeting. So please join us October 18th at 6 for that. We'll also record it and put it on YouTube so you can watch it after the fact, but nothing is as good as in person. So we hope to see you there.
We're friends of the Odells.
Get out of here.
We saw Mac this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We live across the street.
We live across the street from Mac and Marcia.
Oh, okay.
Odell.
Why isn't he here giving you a tour?
Because
they're
he's
going
back
to
in,
California.
to go to California.
Ah.
So do we just put money in the
Well, we're pretty loose here. Would you like a proper tour? We have a proper tour guide. I think.
That's you?
It's not. It's Tracy downstairs. No. But.
But Tracy's here.
Oh no, that's not Tracy. Here, I can bring you down if you want a proper.
Do you want a proper tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can come up here for the improper tour, which is what I'm here for.
So are you painting this boat right now?
No, I'm actually making the rail, but we're painting it as we go, which, if you follow along our YouTube videos, I talk all about it. That's what we were just making.
So you do this on YouTube shows you how to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, you're showing.
We're show. No.
Yeah. Oh, you're. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.